When it comes to a very effective home defense weapon to protect you and your family, it is really hard to beat a good old shotgun. But if you're going to select a shotgun for your home defense weapon, there's one thing you really, really need to pay attention to. You need to make sure that you have the correct, best ammunition for your shotgun in your specific home defense situation. I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me. And as I said, today we're going to be talking about shotguns and home defense. And the one thing you need to make sure you do to make sure that you have the correct ammunition for your shotgun to fit your specific home defense situation. And I'm going to tell you all about that in just a second. But first, big thanks to today's video sponsor, the folks at EuroOptic.com. EuroOptic.com is a great source for optics, firearms, and outdoor gear. A couple things I like about them. First of all, they're in America. They're in Pennsylvania. They're all outdoorsmen and shooters and hunters. They have a very extensive library of product videos and reviews. And what I really like about them is all their inventory on their website is real time. So if it says it's in stock, it's in stock. No drop shipping or got to get it from the wholesaler or anything like that. And they offer same-day shipping. Now, if you order at 11 o'clock at night, it's probably not going to be the same day. But they offer same-day shipping, and they also offer some 1- and 2-day shipping options as well. So that's EuroOptic.com, and I'll put a link in the video description below. It'll probably take you to a page on my website where you can connect directly to them, because YouTube does not allow me to put those direct links to people that sell those things that go bang. So anyway, that's EuroOptic.com. Thanks for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's talk about shotguns. As I said, you need to make sure that you have the correct ammo for your specific shotgun in your specific home defense situation. And the reason I say that is because every shotgun is different. I know that sounds like some kind of hype, but it really is true. You can take the same brand of ammunition, the same exact round, take two of them out of the same box, shoot them in 2 different shotguns, even 2 of the same model shotguns, and you could get a different result at the end wherever they hit. So you need to do what's called pattern your shotgun, and which means you test some different rounds to see which ones give you the best pattern, and you need to do so to fit your specific home defense situation. And the way you do that is, and what I did was, you need to get your old tape measure out and measure the longest unobstructed distance you might have to make a shot in your home if you're using this for home defense. In my case, that longest distance is 47 feet. I got the old tape measure out, and that's the furthest unobstructed distance that I can clearly see from point A to point B with nothing in between us, right? 47 feet or 16 yards. So, theoretically, if I'm shooting buckshot, I should have a 16-inch spread, because theoretically, you're going to go from this size here, right? There's the barrel size, 1 inch per yard spread. That's theoretically, right? So it should be a 16-inch spread at 16 yards. But different ammo shoots differently. So what I did was I took my shotgun here. This is a Mossberg 940 Pro Tactical semi-auto, and several different rounds of ammunition to the old range, and different brands of ammunition, and I set the target at 47 feet, 16 yards, and I just shot 5 rounds of each ammo at a different target to try to see which ones gave me the best results from my specific situation with my specific shotgun and my specific distance. Your shotgun and your distance will be different. It doesn't matter if you have the exact same shotgun I have, the exact same one, the exact same distance even. Your ammunition may be different because every shotgun shoots every shell differently. It's just the way it is. I can't explain it. So let me just tell you, just kind of give you the results of what I did. We'll go over them one at a time, and I'll kind of roll in some of the shooting footage. I had some Rio Royal buckshot I bought not too long ago. It was kind of a discount brand, and it is 9 pellet buckshot, double aught buckshot, which means it's about a 30 caliber pellets, 9 of them in there. And this is 1345 feet per second. So here's what that looks like. This is the Royal Buck. As you can see, we had one up here, we had one over here, one up here, and one up here. I measured that. That's about an 18-inch overall spread from here to here. I think that's the furthest distance. But we had one out, two out, and then two more kind of on the outside. So not a huge bad pattern, but a little bit high and a little bit left. And I was trying to aim right here in the center. So there's the Rio Royal Buck. Okay, this one is the Noble Sports. They call this one low recoil. It is 9 pellets as well, 1,200 feet per second. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't notice any significant difference in the recoil on this one than in the others. And you can see we had one here kind of on the side of the neck, one over here, one up here on the shoulder. This one is the Fiocchi Exacta low recoil and nickel-plated rounds. And I'll tell you, it really was low recoil. I could tell a significant difference when I shot these than the other ones. I will say I had 2 ejection issues on the Mossberg 940 with these low recoil. Like, they didn't eject all the way. I don't know if that was me or if that was just because the rounds did not have quite as much recoil, because they're only 1,150 feet per second. And you can see the pattern here. This is the wides made pretty big holes in the middle, but a lot of rounds in here. But we did have a couple out here on the arm. Nothing flew out of the body shape, but a couple here on the arm out here. Pretty good pattern there. Okay, these are SAR USA, but they're made in Turkey. So go figure that. These are 9 pellet buckshot, and they do not have any velocity on them. This was the 5 rounds of them. They were all pretty well centered. I was aiming kind of in the center mass. We had one up here and one up here. So not too horrible. But the last 3, by the way, I was trying to pow pretty quickly, as fast as I could recover and get back on target. Okay, here's Federal Flight Control. This is a 9 pellet double-aught buck, 1,325 feet per second. And the flight control means it supposedly has this little extra pouch that keeps them together, keeps them in a tighter group. You notice the wad really came down, so that little flight control wad came down and tore the paper. I don't know how much damage it would do to the enemy, the bad guy. A nice pattern, but they're all high left, and I was aiming dead center. So that's the Federal Flight Control. Okay, these are just plain old Remington 12 gauge double-aught buckshot. They are 1,325 feet per second, and there's only 8 pellets in this one. So, and this would be the spread on those. Nice pattern all around in here, but these would have been the armpits. This one's outside. This one flew out there. This would have been an armpit. So nice pattern, but I don't like the flyer. I don't like that. The next ones are these. These are the Hornady Critical Defense. These are 8 pellets in here only, and 1,600 feet per second. These were, without a doubt, the hardest kicking rounds of the day. Their performance was excellent. You can see everything here. This is 5 rounds. This is the wads. Everything other than this one, maybe in the shoulder, everything was in the center here, and it was pretty much centered. It wasn't to the left or right or whatever, and it was pretty much where I needed it, where I wanted to hit it. So I got to give this one high marks. Only 8 pellets, not 9, but everything hit. Everything at 47 feet hit right here in the center. Okay, so there are several different loads and the results from each of the loads. Now, how do you take that data that you just compiled and make a decision on to which load is better for your specific situation? Well, obviously, all I can give you is my example, but we're about to do that right now. So first of all, I threw out all the ones that had any hits outside the silhouette area because that's too big a spread for me. I don't want any loose flyers out punching through walls, hitting kids or grandmas if possible. So took all those out of the mix, and I came down to 4 semifinalists. The first semifinalist is this Federal Flight Control. You can see I really like the pattern. It's a very tight pattern. No hits outside the silhouette, but I'm aiming at the center, and every one of them, 5 rounds, was up here high left. And the last 3 were pretty fast on these. I went bang, bang, as fast as I could. And they were all still pretty tight, but they were all left. So I kind of put that one out because that's that much of an error. And if I can get closer than that, I want to, right? The next candidate was this Fiocchi Extra Low Recoil and Fiocchi Exacta Low Recoil. And I like the general pattern there, but I did have a couple over here that makes me a little nervous. But what even made me more nervous was I had 2 ejection issues where the shell failed to eject completely and stayed stuck in the action. So I had to clear it out of action before it would fire. So that was kind of it was stopping the gun from cycling properly. So I don't know if that was a low recoil issue or just because the gun needed to get broken in. It was kind of new. But either way, that takes this one out of the mix for me. Again, your results this might be different. So then that brings it down to the 2 semifinalists. And the 1 semifinalist, I missed that one, so that one's out already. The Remington regular was really good. It was all centered, but we had that one over there. I didn't see that when I first did my initial pre-selection, so that's going to take that one out because it is a good pattern, but I prefer not to have that. Which leads me to my number 1 pick. And of course, it's the most expensive ones. But this is the Hornady Critical Defense, and everything was in here, everything. Nothing out, everything kind of in the center. That's the furthest out we had, and that was still been right up here. That would have been a hit. Now you gotta make a decision. So this Hornady Critical Defense is the most expensive, but I'm not plinking with these things, okay? This is self-defense. That's not the big issue. For me, the bigger issue with the Hornady is it is also the hardest kicking. But my wife's tough enough to handle that. My kids are all bigger than I am, so it's not something we're going to go out and target shoot with. So if she had to shoot it, or I had to shoot it at a bad guy, the adrenaline is going to be so high, I don't think that'll be an issue. So, and this gun actually absorbs recoil pretty well. So for me, the Hornady Critical Defense is it. Now, there's one more step to this process that is critical you cannot forget. If you look at this box, it says it's got a lot number right there. So my next goal tomorrow is to go back to the same store I bought this at, and I'm going to buy some more boxes with that particular exact lot number. Are they going to be exactly the same? Probably not. They're made in a factory, but I've got the best chance of getting the most consistency if I use the same lot number, because maybe they've got the same, maybe they had to change powders or something, they had to change whatever. At least I know they're all made at the same time, and the machines will be calibrated the same. I got anyway the best chance of being consistent, and that's what you want is consistency. So just to recap those steps, to properly set up your shotgun for your home defense situation, first thing you need to do is measure the longest unobstructed distance that you might have a shot in your home. Then you need to go get several different brands of buckshot. I prefer buckshot. Several different brands of buckshot, and take them to the range, set a target out at that distance that you would have the longest, furthest unobstructed distance in your home, and shoot them. You don't have to shoot 5 rounds of each one. Just shoot a couple of rounds of each one. I just wanted to be sure, but shoot a couple of rounds of each one at different targets. The targets are going to be $1 or $2 a piece, so you're going to invest 15, 20, 30 bucks to figure this out. And then Figure out which ones give you the best, most consistent pattern where you're pointing it. So if you got a little pattern like this, but it's way up here, doesn't matter. If you're aiming try to aim everything the same. Take your time. Don't go fast like I did. Just shoot very, very carefully to make sure that you've got that's where it's going to be. You're not, that if there's any movement, it's not you, it's the round. And then pick the best one, find the lot number, go back and buy enough that you'll have for your self-defense needs as much as you think you might need. That's it. That's again, a shotgun I think is a very, very effective home defense weapon, but I think it's really important to take that little extra step and make sure that you've got your shotgun set up optimally for your specific home defense situation. So I hope this video has been helpful. I really appreciate you watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival is not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.